And we're glad.
Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday, the 31st of May. Where did that month go? Incredible, eh? All right, developing stories, the soggy, sunny, and the stormy. We'll get into more detail on that in just a few moments. But first, let's take a look at the risk maps throughout the day today. We do have the risk of some strong storms throughout northern Alberta and northern Saskatchewan. Could see some pretty decent hail with these. And then down towards southern Manitoba and in through northwestern Ontario. Again, that low, the same low from yesterday, has really stalled out over the area. And some parts of Manitoba, 75 millimeters of rain. Really, really soggy. We do have a rainfall warning in place. Same low. Could see an additional 30 to 50 millimeters on top of that. So total amounts we're looking at locally anywhere from 60 to 80 millimeters of rain. So that's where we're going to see that kind of drenching. Now this low is going to move its way into northwestern Ontario. So we are going to be seeing fairly soggy conditions there as well. The heat continues down towards southern Ontario, but it's not going to be as oppressive. I mean, we have been seeing really, really warm conditions, but look at that. Awesome. I mean, what have you been doing this summer so far? Like really? Hanging out outside in the garden? I mean, we are going to get some much needed rain, and I'll talk about that coming up in the long range forecast. I don't know, I'm tired of watering my plants already, and it's not even June. Okay, here's this area of low pressure. It's been moving its way east towards Newfoundland. We're going to see that line of thunderstorms that sparked up yesterday through Quebec City move its way through the maritime provinces today and into tonight. And then by tomorrow, high pressure moves in. Conditions really start to ease. It's going to be a good day. But we do have that risk for some isolated, possibly even severe thunderstorms, just like yesterday in Quebec. Now, the biggest risk is going to be heavy downpours, strong winds. The potential is there for some small to moderate sized hail, but for the most part, these cells are going to be non-severe. Okay, it is time now to take a look at Black Friday. Here's a look at weather history in Barrie. Okay, well, the pattern reversal across Canada for today, I mean, it's not necessarily happening this afternoon, but it is on the way, and I'm sure you've noticed that it's been warm. It's been very summer-like throughout southern Ontario, but through the west, you've kind of been sitting in this kind of cool, wet, kind of stormy pattern. Well, this is all going to change. As you can see, the ridge really starts to push off in the west, and we've got a trough coming into the east. So we are going to be seeing fairly decent conditions until the end of the week throughout southern Ontario, but then temperatures are going to be cooling, but warming up for you in the west. Well, we've got a great day to the east. We are going to be seeing some sunshine through Halifax and in through Montreal. That line of storms that moved through Quebec yesterday could be popping up throughout the Maritimes later on this afternoon. To the west, beautiful through Vancouver. We've got cooler conditions through Saskatchewan. More rain on the way for southern Manitoba. Tons of rain through parts of Texas. Austin has almost seen 9 inches of rain, and unfortunately, that's going to continue to be the situation for the rest of the week. Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. We love to see your pictures. Here's Share Your Weather. Hi there, I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It is May the 31st. Where did that month go? Really? All right, let's take a look quickly across the country, and then we've got some really special things to get to. To the west, we've got high pressure building in. You can see the jet stream building that nice ridge, but that trough through the east, we're seeing a lot of rain continuing through parts of Manitoba and in through parts of northwestern Ontario. We do even have a rainfall warning through parts of southern Saskatchewan and in through southern Manitoba. That nice ridge to the east, well, that's going to break down by the end of the week. Those storms that were firing up yesterday through Quebec, now moving into the Maritimes now. We could see some isolated severe cells. The biggest threat with these is going to be small-sized hail, very gusty conditions, and heavy downpours. Temperature-wise, we're cool through much of Newfoundland. Quarterbrook only getting up to 16 degrees today. Charlottetown, 23. There's that heat and humidity through Moncton, 27. That's going to kind of amp up the risk for some convective activity. Throughout southern Ontario, not a bad day today. It's still going to be seasonal. Temperatures are dropping off just slightly with that high pressure in place. This low is going to be our system for the weekend. We are going to be seeing that risk of isolated showers come Thursday. And then we're going to see another round of showers come Sunday, but I'll get to those details in your long-range forecast. Temperature-wise today, look at that, 25 in Toronto, 26 through Windsor, a little bit cooler up through Kapuskasing. Look at Thunder Bay, 11 and very soggy because of that area of low pressure that's tracking its way across Saskatchewan through Manitoba and into northwestern Ontario. This is going to continue tonight and then start to move out throughout the day tomorrow. We could be seeing an additional 20 to 40 millimeters, so that's looking at about 70 millimeters in total. All right, it's a big anniversary for Barrie, Ontario. Take a look at this. More on Barrie coming up throughout the day, so stay with us for that. High pressure moving in through Atlantic Canada for midweek and into the weekend. We are going to be seeing fairly decent conditions. Low moving through Ontario. We are going to be seeing the chance for showers, isolated thunderstorms Thursday into Friday, but then by Saturday we clear out. Now, your whole weekend's not going to be a washout because we do have this system that's coming in for Sunday, so Saturday's really going to be the better day. So for Toronto, not a bad forecast. Temperatures cooling down to actually below seasonal values as we start next week. Look at that. 17 degrees for Monday, 18 degrees for Tuesday. So make sure you get out and enjoy the sunshine Friday and Saturday. Thank you for joining us on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It is May the 31st. Here are the stories that we're following for you this hour. The soggy, the sunny, and the stormy. We'll talk about some quick forming storms and, of course, remembering Black Friday. It's a huge anniversary. Kevin Yard's up in Barrie this morning. Here's what he had to say. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, our morning show team was up, of course, in Barrie this morning for the anniversary of Black Friday. We'll talk about all the tornadoes that happened on this day, 1985, coming up in just a few moments. To the east, not a bad afternoon. We do have the risk of some isolated thunderstorms moving in through Atlantic Canada today. Across the west, we've got some showers moving through southern Saskatchewan in through southern Manitoba. Same low as yesterday. It's just totally stalled out over the area. And through Vancouver, nice day, 21 degrees. All right, to the east, here's this low that brought in some pretty active weather yesterday throughout parts of Quebec City. It's near turn through the Maritimes today. Could be seeing some fairly decent cells firing up. Some of them could be severe in nature. We're looking, the biggest threat, we're looking at strong winds, heavy downpours, a very small sized tail, maybe even moderate sized, depending on the kind of oomph that these cells get because of the heat and humidity. It's just going to kind of add to that. Hot and sticky again throughout southern Ontario. We're going to take a look now at your top videos. Here's Chris Murphy. Your Weather Watch continues. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It is the 31st of May. Where'd that month go? Can't believe tomorrow's the 1st of June. We are going to see some unsettled weather continue right across southern Saskatchewan and in through southern Manitoba. As you can see, that low, it's so persistent. It's really just stalled out over the area, dropping tons of rain. We've already seen anywhere from 30 to 50 millimeters. Some areas locally by the end of it, 70, 75 millimeters. All right, take a look at this video from going to be returning to the west. We've got this high pressure in place. We've got this nice ridge in the jet stream. That is going to be bringing in a lot of warm southerly air. So summer is going to arrive. It's actually going to get like sticky hot, like we're talking 30 degrees like to the south. Now, what's going on to the east? We've got that area of low pressure. It'll finally start to move its way out of Manitoba and into Saskatchewan, or out of Saskatchewan rather, but not before bringing you about an additional 30 to 50 millimeters of rain. It is wet. It is soggy. Okay, today is a very important day, and many of us remember May 31st, 1985. And before we get to details of this, let us check in with our morning show crew who was live this morning. Thanks so much, Datish. Okay, we'll take a look at the historic tornado outbreak throughout southern Ontario. Lots of tornadic activity, as you can see. I'm standing right in front of the dots. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. These were the ratings. So tornado rating, the little dot in blue up through ESSA, we're looking at an F1. Two of them were F4 and through Grand Valley and up into the Barrie area. So as Natish was mentioning, we'll be talking about this throughout the day, so stay with us for more updates. Not a bad day today throughout southern Ontario. It's hot, but it's not as hot as it has been. It's been quite sticky and humid and muggy, but that has kind of tracked its way east. So we're seeing those types of conditions throughout the Maritime provinces. Throughout the day tomorrow, or Thursday rather, we're getting more into a long range here. By Thursday, we've got that cold front that's been tracking its way across Saskatchewan and in through Manitoba. That is going to drop some good rain. But it's good because it's been so thick, it's been a bit damp, and it's only going to get wetter, unfortunately. That cold front that brought the severe storms through parts of Quebec yesterday, it's going to be tracking its way east, bringing in the potential for some isolated severe cells firing up, mostly through the New Brunswick mainland area. because of the daytime heating. It's really just going to add some fuel to that convective activity. This area of low pressure bringing rain through the western shores of Newfoundland, unsettled conditions through the Maritimes, but then high pressure will start to move in behind this, and we are going to start to see some sunshine and warmer temperatures as we get closer to the weekend. Coming up, we'll take a look at your local forecast. Well, I know you've been giving your barbecue a workout to the east because it's been hot, it's been sunny through much of southern Ontario and in through Quebec. A little bit of unsettled weather moving in through the Maritimes today. So if you are going to be barbecuing, yeah, you might need your umbrella. We are going to be seeing a ridge of high pressure move across the west. So take the cover off because it's time to fire up the queue through parts of the lower mainland, in through parts of southern Alberta. Temperatures have been relatively cool, but now they're going to be warming up, which is nice. But it's still going to be fairly wet and soggy through southern Manitoba and in through northwestern Ontario today. Hi, I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It's the 31st of May. A little bit of active weather happening across the country. We've got this low to the east. We've got clearer conditions to the west. And we've had this low settle in over Saskatchewan and through parts of Manitoba. Here are Nicole and Rachel talking about that. Now, that's one thing I've never done is I've never jumped in an RV and traveled across the country, but I honestly think I would really enjoy it, as long as I'm not the one driving all the time. All right, well, if you are heading out on any kind of trip through the lower mainland and in through southern Alberta, things are actually getting quite warmer. They're going to warm up a lot, quite spring-like is what I'm trying to say. We are going to see that low move through southern Manitoba, in through northwestern Ontario, and then continue to bring in soggy conditions to southern Ontario end of week. Taking a look at today's poll question, Nicole, thanks for joining me on this. This is awesome.
I'm happy to be here.
I know. Okay, so I know you and I are definitely on the same page as this.
Absolutely.
What season is most important to you?
An ideal summer, fall, winter, spring. We were asking this all morning. We've as well. Look for our poll question tomorrow morning as well.
You're watching the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us. Taking a look right across the country at what's happening, we're really going to start to see a pattern change, but not yet. I mean, it's been cool in the west. It's warming up in the east. We are going to start to see temperatures take a nosedive in the east, rise in the west. We've got that risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout much of eastern Canada today. It's the same area of low pressure that brought those thunderstorms through Quebec City yesterday. Well, you could kind of be dealing with round 2 again today. Isolated severe, meaning temperatures, rainfall amounts could be heavy. Lots of wind and the potential for some small-sized hail. It's still going to be quite sticky, especially in through the interior. Look at Moncton, 27 degrees. It's going to feel a little bit warmer than that, and it's actually just going to kind of add a punch to those thunderstorms. Now, across the prairie provinces, especially through the eastern prairies, we have those kind of soaking rains continuing through Saskatchewan and in through Manitoba. Rainfall warnings in place. We're looking at an additional 20 to 30 millimeters. Now through southern Ontario, it is going to stay dry and it's going to stay warm until about Thursday. Then we've got this system coming in. This line could bring in a decent amount of rain, heavy downpours, possibly even some thunderstorm activity, but it's good. I mean, we need it throughout the lower Great Lakes, our grass and our trees and our plants. This time of year, we could use the rain. Temperatures, however, are going to cool down significantly behind that cold front. But for today, we're looking at lots of sunshine and warm conditions. Here's Chris Murphy with the anniversary of Black Friday. All right, everybody wants to get to the weekend, and we are going to get there. Taking a look at your long range through Atlantic Canada, we have this area of low pressure. It's moving offshore. High pressure is going to start to move in behind that system, bringing in cooler conditions, but lots of sunshine. Until we get to the weekend, this low is going to be bringing in a line of rain, possibly some thunderstorms, but clearing things out through southern Ontario for a day. We are going to be seeing another area of low pressure track its way to the east, and that's going to give us the potential for rain come Sunday through Toronto. And look at our temperatures. We're going to kind of return to more seasonal values and then actually even dip a little bit below into early next week. Monday, 17 degrees. Montreal, we've got some sunshine, but the same kind of pattern. We've got that low going to be moving in for the end of the weekend. Sunday, Monday, cooler, and we are going to be seeing some showers. And a quick look of Halifax into the weekend. Looks pretty decent, but cooler temperatures ahead. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It's the 31st of May. Where did that month go? I can't believe it's going to be June already. Top stories we're following for you today. Coming up. Across the country, it is going to be mild to the east. We've got sunshine through Halifax and in through Montreal. Could see some cells firing up, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He was up in Innisfil this morning. Thanks, Kevin. Area of low pressure to the east, bringing some showers to the western shores of Newfoundland. Those storms through Quebec yesterday, moving their way in through parts of Atlantic Canada today. Some of the cells could be severe in nature. We're looking at the biggest threat being strong winds, heavy downpours, small-sized hail. Across southern Ontario that Kevin was just mentioning, how hot is it going to get? Well, we're looking at relatively seasonal conditions, the heat and humidity building just slightly. We are going to be seeing temperatures tomorrow dropping slightly in some areas, rising in others. We'll talk more about what's happening in the west, including the rain across Saskatchewan and Manitoba coming up. But first, here's Chris Murphy at a look at your top videos. Thank you, Tracy, for sending that in. Wow, lots of rain moving across the eastern prairies too. We've got an area of low pressure that's literally just stalled out. Doesn't want to go anywhere. It's hanging out right through southern Saskatchewan, in through southern Manitoba. It's actually given us a rainfall warning. We're going to see this low move off to the east. Behind it, spotty showers through much of Saskatchewan, but then high pressure starts to move in through Alberta and in through southern Saskatchewan, eventually working its way in through Manitoba. So conditions are going to be clearing, but not before dropping about 30 to 50 additional millimeters of rain. So locally, some areas 70, 75 millimeters, certainly not out of the question. All right, today's a big day. By the way, no matter how many times you see, you just think, man, could you imagine living through something like that? We're going to be talking to people throughout the day that did live through something like that, and we'll keep you updated. Here's a quick look at the map. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see exactly where they've been plotted. At least 2 F4 tornadoes in through southern Ontario. Again, we'll be talking more about it. We'll be checking with Chris Murphy. He's been talking all about it. All right, we're going to do a quick story on tornadoes, like the top 5 most prone provinces to tornadoes. All right, well, today in southern Ontario, temperatures, they're quite pleasant. We're looking at 25 for Toronto, up through Sudbury, through the Nickel Belt. High teens, low 20s is going to be the average for today, but into tomorrow as well. By Thursday, cold front. It's coming through, giving us the risk of isolated thunderstorms and much cooler temperatures behind it. Today, with some stormy conditions, we do have the risk for some isolated non-severe cells firing up. This could be round number 2 for you in Quebec City. Isolated severe, biggest threat, strong winds, heavy downpours, maybe even some small-sized hail. Make sure you stay with us. Your local forecast details are coming right up.